Welcome everyone to Lessons for Life podcast. My name is Troy Hudkins. I'm your host, and today my guest is Alyssa Kindt. Alyssa, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure.
Awesome. So I'm just going to ask you some questions and we can chat and tell people a little bit about yourself and about your life experiences, and we'll go from there.
Sounds great.
So right at the beginning, who is Alyssa Kindt?
Oh, I should have been prepared for this. Alyssa is a wife, a sister, a friend, an aunt, a wicked stepmother. So many hats, but wife, mother, and friend are my favorite for sure.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right on. Yeah, we're a blended family as well, so we have stepchildren.
Yeah,
but they're all my family. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Everybody's all together.
Yes. Yeah.
We love everybody the same.
It's true. It's not always easy, but it is worth it.
Right? It's never easy.
That's right?
What they always say. It's never easy, but it's always worth it.
This is true.
So, what is your why?
Oh, my why. My why is love. I don't always do everything out of love, but I aim to, and I try to be the best person I can be every day, whatever that ends up being. But I think love is the most important thing.
Nice. And from day to day, being that best person changes?
Not drastically, but things I'm able to do each day definitely changes. I mean, that's normal, I think.
Nice. For everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because based on the situation you're in that day,
yeah,
the things you can do change.
It's true.
Yeah. The people you meet.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Whoever comes in contact with.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who do you think has been your biggest influence in your life? Your mother or your father? And why?
That's a really tough one. My parents are both powerhouses and have taught me different things.
Nice.
My dad is the person with the very most integrity that I know.
Awesome.
He's taught me, and I'm not perfect at it, he's taught me to be honest in everything I do. My mom has taught me not to leave a stone unturned. She's a go-getter.
Nice.
And I have a lot to learn from them still, but they've both made a huge impact on my life.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Your mom's a go-getter. She's always going after something.
Yes, absolutely.
Never stop.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm slowly learning to do that. It's a hard lesson to learn. It's taking me a while, but
sometimes we get comfortable, right? And you don't necessarily want to go after that next thing.
Yes.
You know, if you're comfortable the way things are, you just, okay, let's just sit back and relax for a while.
Yeah. I'm good with status quo most of the time. Don't want to reach, but I need to grow. Yeah.
Right. And we all need to grow.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We never stop growing because there's always something out there that will help us be better people.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Nice. Of all the traits your mother has shown you, what would be the one that you would take and pass on to your younger generations?
I would say never give up. Things aren't easy, but that doesn't mean you stop trying. Just never give up and keep going for the things that are important to you.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I read a quote the other day that said, you never fail until you stop.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that.
So,
totally.
was it Muhammad Ali said, every time you fall down, you just get back up?
Yeah.
And the one who wins is the one that gets up one more time?
Absolutely.
So, kind of the same thing.
You betcha. I've tripped so many times, my hands and knees are bloody, but I keep getting up. So this is the message.
That's the power,
yes.
Right? That's what keeps you going, and that's what makes you a better person.
You betcha.
Awesome. Of all the good traits that your father has shown you, what would one be that you would take from him to pass down to younger generations?
I would say if you're going to do a job, you do it right. Do everything that you can to do this to the best of your ability. Otherwise, it's not worth doing.
Right. Go hard or go home.
That's right.
If you're going to do it all the way.
Yes.
Yeah. My dad used to tell me that
Yeah.
too. I played hockey when I was young, and
Okay.
and I never fought during hockey.
Yeah.
And my kids all grew up playing hockey.
Yeah.
And I always used to tell them, don't fight. That's not, it's part of the game, but that's not what you're out there to do.
Yeah.
But you play hard. You play a good, solid game.
Yes.
But if you get in a fight, make sure you win.
That's right.
Right? So don't do it, but if you have to, go all the way. Right? Go right to the end as hard as you can.
That's right.
So, not that I encourage it, but if you're going to do it, make sure you do it.
Yes.
Well.
I like it.
So.
Yeah.
Growing up, did you have lots of siblings or some siblings?
I have an older brother. He's about a year older than me, and I've got 2 younger sisters.
Nice. So 4, that's what I've got in my family is 4.
Yeah.
You got 1 brother and three girls.
That's right.
We have 3 boys and 1 girl in my family.
Yeah.
So what kind of impact did your siblings have on you growing up?
Honestly, my brother and I competed through everything.
Okay.
So we just wanted to be the best, and he usually was the best.
Yeah, but you always tried.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and then my sisters, we're the best of friends still. We just, we kind of balance each other out, and they have such a huge impact on my life still.
Nice.
We're best friends now. When we were growing up, maybe not so much, but
that's because you lived in the same house.
That's right. We knew everything about each other. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's just nice to get together.
That's right. Yeah.
So your brother taught you to have drive.
Mostly, yeah. He's got way more drive than I'll ever have, but just keep reaching is what he taught me.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I was the youngest, so I always played catch up with my older brothers.
Okay.
And they were always faster, always better, always stronger, right?
Yeah.
So I was always trying to be as good as them.
Of course. Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
Your brother taught you well.
He did. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I'm the oldest girl, so I was always taking care of everybody. It doesn't matter, right? So that's kind of my role. I'm the peacemaker, taking care of everyone. Still, they all come to me if they have a problem.
Nice.
Yeah.
Someone to bounce things off.
Absolutely, which is, I love it, but it's sometimes very uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't want to know everybody's secrets.
Draining sometimes.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't trade it, right? I do like being that.
Yeah. And it gives you guys a connection.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It does.
That is very awesome. Do you think any one of your siblings had more of an impact on you than the others?
I would say my youngest sister, definitely. She has the most confidence of all of my siblings. She knows who she is and what she wants, and I'm still learning that lesson. So she definitely, it's hard to say had the most impact on me, but I would say it's probably her.
Definitely something to look at and say that's a really good quality.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Does she know that?
I told her that every time I do, she goes, "Oh, that's not true." Well, that's what I see. So yes,
good.
It is
that's
true.
Good.
It's true.
Awesome.
It's true to me.
Awesome. That is amazing. Which person outside of your family do you think had the largest impact in your life?
That's a tough one. There are so many, but I would say
if you had to pick a couple.
Yeah. I would say growing up, I wasn't good with sports. There was a little baseball team that I was on when I was, probably 11. And my coach, Corey Toman, is just an amazing man out in Raymond. He was so supportive and just loved everybody on the team. It didn't matter that you weren't the best player.
Right. He
really showed what love and hard work was on this little team. I wasn't a good player, but I had fun.
Nice.
Which surprised the heck out of me, I gotta say, because I don't do sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that, and I still look to him as one of my idols. And I've also had one of my leaders at church that took a liking to me when I was just 11 as well. And she was very supportive, and still she sees me and she remembers my name, and that means the
Nice.
world to me. Yeah.
Very influential in your life.
Absolutely. And these weren't really close family friends, but they loved me.
Nice.
And that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Well, someone that has an interest in you, right?
Yes.
In who you are as a person, not necessarily, oh, you go play right field. We'll leave you out there.
That's right.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I used to hate going to play baseball and when they stick you out there because you know nothing's
You're
happening.
the worst player.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, you know, it was always, or the last one picked on the team, right? Yeah. You know, so those things definitely play a role and in your confidence and stuff. And when you've got a coach or a leader that shows an interest in you, that gives you more confidence and helps build you as a person, build your character.
I agree. It believes in you when you don't necessarily believe in yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So your coach, you mentioned he's still one of your idols.
Yeah.
So who is your idol? Is he the one that you would choose right now? Like, who do you look at and say, I really want to be like them?
I'd say he's one of them, but I'd also say my sister Jessica is one of them too, because she has confidence. That's something I'm still reaching for.
Right.
Yeah. So she's definitely one, and she just wears so many hats that I'm in awe of what she can do.
Yeah.
And just does it seemingly effortlessly. I'm sure it's not.
Nice.
But she makes it look easy, which is really great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. She sounds like an amazing lady.
She really is.
So maybe you can talk to her and I can interview her.
Yes.
One day.
If she can find the time, I'm sure she'd love to.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
How important is education in your life?
Education is very important. I don't necessarily have a degree in anything. That's something that I always wanted to do, but just never quite got around to it.
Right.
But education is very important. I think we're here to learn.
Right. And keep learning.
Absolutely.
Like you said, you're still learning from your parents.
Yeah.
All these years later.
Yeah.
Right. My parents are in their 80s. I'm still learning from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still call them once in a while.
Yeah.
Dad, what do I do with this?
Absolutely.
Right? What do I do now?
Yeah. If we're not learning, we might as well be dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Continue learning. So what do you think carries more importance, classroom or life lessons?
Ooh. I would say, and this is me, I would say life lessons carry more importance, but it really depends on your situation too. If you were trying to be a doctor, classroom might be more important, but still always life lessons, because those are going to apply across the board.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Schooling obviously has its place, like you said, being a doctor.
Yeah.
Or, obviously you go to grade school, you learn math,
Yeah.
We all have to learn how to add and subtract.
Yeah.
And if you don't learn that, how can you continue on with life lessons? I mean, obviously in life you would learn some things, but I think schooling has a place where you have to do some learning.
Yes.
But definitely I think life lessons carry a lot of weight. There's things, when I went to plumbing school, and I think I've mentioned this before on the podcast, is when we finished our 4 years of schooling, we all wrote our tests and got our journeyman ticket.
Yeah.
And the instructor told us, he said, this is, the journeyman doesn't mean that you know everything.
Yes. Yeah.
This is where your journey begins.
Yeah.
You know enough to get started. Now you have to go out and learn everything.
Yeah.
You can apply some of the stuff, but you have to learn it.
Yes. I agree.
And I think that plays a big part, life lessons definitely You know, I mean, you have different experiences than I have. If we hang out together, I'll pick some things up from you.
Sure.
You know, whether it be how to answer a phone or how to run the mile. You know, like just different things, and you learn those things from life.
Yes, it's true. Doesn't mean I do want to go back to school and get a degree. That's been my dream. I haven't been able to do that yet because of different reasons, but I still have that goal. So yes, formal schooling is important to me, but even when I'm done that, I believe I'm going to think that life lessons are still the most
Carries
important.
a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just go to school and learn everything.
That's right. That's true.
And then live in a shell.
Yes.
Because you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
Right? You still have to learn outside of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? How do you know when you know?
I think it's a combination of knowing it in your mind and in your heart as well. It's probably more of a feeling for me than anything else. It's when my heart and my mind are in the same place, that tells me that I know.
Nice. Nice. So it's not just a fleeting moment or something. It's an actual feeling that you know this is right.
Yes.
Awesome. So you played sports as a child. You said you played a little bit of baseball.
Just a little bit, yes. Okay. Yeah.
So what kind of a role did sports play in your life?
It taught me that everybody doesn't have the same skills, and that's okay. That working together as a team is very important. Nice. No matter how good you are, you rely on the rest of these people on your team and your coach.
Right. Whether it be on the field or in an office.
That's right. Yeah.
Or in your family.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Because you're relying on everybody.
Yeah, you bet.
To either help you along or to help them along.
Yeah. If I didn't know how to do something, somebody on the team knew and could help you with that.
Right.
And it's still the same in life. Yeah.
Right.
If I need help with something, I've got somebody on my team that can help me.
Nice. So what do you think is the biggest lesson you learned from a team environment or from having those other people?
It's important to remember that we aren't doing this alone, that there's other people that are looking out for you, and I'm looking out for them. Nice. None of us do this alone.
That's awesome. That's amazing, because you know, if your coach or you say your leader at church, if they see that as an opportunity to bond everybody together and make you realize you're not alone, then you can grow from that, knowing that those other people are there to help you and that you can help them.
Yes. Is it always easy? Absolutely not.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
It's not always easy, but we learn as we go, right?
Right. And sometimes we learn together.
Absolutely.
Right? We do. I don't know how to do it. Well, neither do I. Well, let's figure it out.
Yeah. And you're going to have people on the team that clash. That happens in life.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. That happens at work. That happens in the family. And you learn how to deal with different types of people.
Yep.
And that's all part of the life lessons.
Nice. I coached hockey for a lot of years. Me and one of the guys that I grew up with coached hockey together for over 20 years together.
Wow. And
we would never coach a team without each other.
Yeah.
And we really kind of complemented each other.
Yes.
And sometimes I was the hard guy and he was the guy that was more down to earth and stuff. And then other times it was the other way around.
Yeah. Good cop, bad cop.
And and it depended which child we were dealing with.
Yeah.
Right. And you've always got somebody on the team that's I can do anything. Yeah. And then you've got the one that's really timid and quiet.
Yeah.
So bringing them all together was always a challenge because you have so many different personalities.
Yeah.
Right. But again, learning from each one or helping each of them learn from each other.
Yeah.
And growing as a team or a group depending what you're in.
Yeah.
You know, it's always amazing to see them grow.
Yes. And
So,
they taught you too, didn't they? Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
I learned so much
Yeah.
from coaching hockey, and I coached baseball in the States with one of my friends.
Yeah.
I learned so much from the kids.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and even now with my family, you know, my kids are older. I've got grandkids.
Yeah.
And learning from my kids.
Yes.
You know, sometimes they're calling me asking, what do I do now, Dad? Well, now sometimes I'm calling them.
Yes.
Saying, hey, what do I do with this?
Right? That's me with my cell phone. I have to ask my stepson how to use it because I'm not that smart with them.
Right?
Yeah.
It's always good. Yeah. What would you say is your biggest motivator in your life?
My biggest motivator is trying my best to be better than I was yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, and some days I fall really short, but that's okay too. And I've learned to forgive myself and let go.
And you get up and try again.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I read a quote from, actually it was a hockey player,
Yeah.
a young guy, he was a goalie, and he said he treated the game like a video game. And he said when he got scored on, or if he was starting to feel down or whatever, he just turned the button off and start again, because then you're starting fresh.
Yes.
Instead of being down. So yeah, if you can forgive yourself and just get up the next time and do it again, carry on. Be better than you are when you woke up in the morning.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
So,
and there's a quote I heard recently. I don't remember who it was. Suffering is universal. What you do with the suffering is what makes you as a person.
right.
That's going to make the difference.
What you choose to do with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The situation isn't always perfect.
Yeah.
It's what you choose to do with the situation that makes it
Exactly.
good or bad for you.
That's so true.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I love quotes like that. Yeah. What would you say is your biggest fear?
That's easy. My biggest fear is being alone.
Okay.
I always tell my husband he's not allowed to die before me because I will be lost. I'll be a basket case. I won't be able to do this.
Yeah.
That being said, I think that we learn the most in situations like that. That's when we have our most growth. But he's still not allowed to die before me.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to have people around.
Yeah.
My kids too. They grew up in a big family.
Yeah.
You know, I had 6 kids, so and if any one of them was ever home alone, they'd be calling us saying, when are you guys coming home?
Where are you?
Like, I need somebody around here.
Yeah.
And you'd come home, they'd go hang out in the basement.
Yes.
But just knowing you're home, they were comfortable.
Exactly.
They were happy. So
yeah.
it's awesome. What inspired you to choose the career you're in right now?
I'd say it happened to me. I didn't necessarily choose it. I've had several different careers, but just throughout my life, the one that I've needed has been there. Not that it's been easy, but so many times along the way, the one that I needed was there for me.
Nice.
And I don't know who to thank for that. My guardian angel maybe, or I don't know, but what I've needed has always come to me.
And not necessarily what you've wanted.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that
what
happens.
I need more than, yeah.
And that's another one that we've heard many times, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What you want and what you need is not always the same.
It's true.
I wrote a poem like that.
Okay.
Actually. So
yeah.
I'll let you read it after we're done here. But yeah, it's like that Rolling Stones song. You don't always get what you want.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So you know, that's how life is.
Yes.
And sometimes, like you said, the job was always there that you needed.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might, maybe this has happened to you, you get the job and you start the job and you're thinking like, okay, this will do until I find something.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're into it before you realize that that's actually what you needed.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the light comes on and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is where I'm supposed to be.
Yes. Yeah. That's happened to me so many times.
Yeah.
It really has.
It's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in your life that you would like to do?
Yes. I grew up wanting to be an elementary school teacher, and I've started towards that quite a few times, but stuff has happened and it didn't work out. Now it's not the time, maybe later, but I still want to do that.
Life happens.
Exactly. Yeah, some of those lessons, well, this is what you want, but not what you need, so wait for that.
Right.
And that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there, so if you could do anything at all in your life without possibility of failure, what would it be? Would it be the elementary school teacher? Would it be something amazing, drastic?
Well, I would like to be an elementary school teacher, but I'd also love to be a best-selling author. What would I write
That would
about?
be amazing.
I don't know, but I want to do it.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll pop up one day.
That's right.
Right?
All these experiences, something's going to jump out at me and, oh, that's what I'm going to write about. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because on my Facebook feed the last little while, there's a ad that keeps popping up saying, be a best-selling author.
Yeah.
And I keep looking at it like, okay,
why not?
Whatever. That's not me right now, but maybe it's supposed to be. I don't know.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It's kind of funny. What do you do in your spare time to take your mind off things?
I love reading.
Okay.
Yeah, fiction books. I can get lost in those, and I love that. Yeah, I love reading. I'm not a woman of many words, so I like to read what other people have to say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you just read, or do you listen to audiobooks?
I do listen to audiobooks as well, but I do prefer to read them. I like the physical book in my hands.
Yeah.
I do have books on my phone, but it's just not the same.
Do you find reading it, you actually get more involved and more paint your mental picture of what's going on?
Absolutely.
When you're listening to it, your mind's too busy listening that you don't see it the same?
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah.
Nice. What is the biggest lesson do you think you've learned in your life so far?
You know, I've had a lot of health issues throughout my life, and that's taught me to let go of perfection. I expect a lot of myself, but being a diabetic, I can't keep my blood sugars even keel. It just doesn't work. There's too many factors. There's too much juggling, too many balls in the air. You just can't do it, and I'm still learning.
So you just try and stay close.
Yes, I'm still learning that that's okay.
You've changed the wave from this high to this high, and now it's getting closer and closer to the middle.
Yeah. Some days, other days it spikes way up, and what happened? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at letting go of that control, but
You recognize those times when they get close and you know you've got to do things?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
You've never had any bad incidents. You're still here.
I'm still here.
Everything's good.
Yes.
And you keep control of it pretty good.
That's right.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. What is one thing that you've accomplished in your life so far that you're most proud of?
That's a good one. I would say I'm most proud of my marriage, and it's not something necessarily that I've accomplished. Check. It's daily, right? I mean, we've been married for almost 14 years now, and we're doing really well through the hardships, and I'm very proud of us, and that man is my best friend.
Nice.
I'm the most proud of that friendship and who I am with him.
Nice. And it's a constant learning as you go.
That's right.
You grow with each other, right?
Yeah, so true.
30 years from now, you're still learning things that you thought you already knew about that person. So
it still surprises me, and that's good.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Guess what I bought today?
That's
great.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that's always something of a surprise.
Yes.
What is something that you've done in your life that you wish you could go back and change?
You know, I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was 5 years old, and I was always told, if you don't take care of this, you will lose your eyesight. That's a terrible thought to put in a child's mind, because what we think about, we bring about.
Oh, yeah.
So honestly, now that I'm losing my eyesight, it's not because I didn't have control of my diabetes. It's what I thought and was playing in my mind over and over and over. If I could go back and rip that thought right out of my head, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Because I know that it's made a difference.
Thoughts become things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, especially in a young child, that's something that first of all, it's a traumatic thing to say and take in.
Yeah.
And secondly, to put that pressure on a child is always hard.
Yeah. Not that I was threatened, but that's the way it feels like looking back on it. Because what a terrible thing to put in a child's mind. And they did the best that they knew at the time.
Right.
But knowing what I know now, I would go back and change that in a heartbeat.
Would you change the way it was brought about to you, or would you change the fact of having the diabetes? I mean, obviously the health issue is a thing.
Right.
Would you take that away? Or would you keep that experience?
My gut instinct tells me I would take that away, but there's so many lessons I've learned with having it that I wouldn't be the person I am today without it. I don't think.
Right.
Not saying I don't want it, because I don't.
Right.
Would, right? But it's taught me so many lessons that I don't want to give up.
Yeah, I always think about, and I've talked to other people about it, if you go back and change something, how does it change you as a person? And then are you where you are now?
Yeah.
You know, did you meet your husband? Did you end up living in Tahiti? Did you you know what I mean? Like, did you end up being the elementary school teacher or an astronaut? Like, where are you now if you change things?
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe it's things we wish we could change, but again, like you said, the experiences, you know, you've gained so many experiences from it. So kind of what would it be?
Exactly. I agree with that completely. And that's the one I would change, though, is the eyesight, because the power of intention is very real.
Yeah.
And I think if I didn't have that playing over and over in my mind, I wouldn't be struggling with the eyesight like I have now.
Well, we're all trying to help you with that.
Yes.
As you know.
Yes.
And the power of intention is strong.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. This is 40 years of habit that I'm trying to unwind, and it's not easy.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's old tapes that play over and over, and we need to change the program.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wrote another poem on changing a program too. But
nice.
Anyways.
Thanks to read these.
What is one thing in your past that you think has given you your greatest life lesson?
I would say it has been my health challenges, the diabetes. I've had brain surgery. I've had surgeries on my eyes. There's so many different things. And honestly, one of my sisters said to me, "You have had the most health problems in our family, bar none." And she just said, "Are you mad about that?" And I said, "No, if anybody could have done that, I'm glad that I had that on my shoulders. I wouldn't want any of you to deal with this, because it's hard."
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So being strong and taking that on yourself.
Yeah.
Rather than watching other people struggle with it.
Yeah.
That's definitely a great lesson for other people to see is the, what would you call it? The desire to be the strongest one, or the burden carrier.
Yeah. Not saying that they don't have burdens, because we all do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But for you carrying these burdens, knowing that you're helping them by not putting that pressure on them.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're an amazing lady.
Well,
I just want to say, because I know you a little bit from outside of this, and we've got to know you a bit, and you are an amazing lady.
Well,
so
thank you. Thank you.
What is your idea of perfect happiness?
Perfect happiness is being surrounded by people that I love and that love me.
Nice.
Yeah.
family, friends,
Absolutely.
anybody?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm not picky.
Awesome.
Pretty easy going.
As long as everybody's happy, I'm happy.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. How important is it to have good and positive relationships in your life?
It's everything. That's how people get by. None of us do this alone, and those positive relationships are everything. I know that they can't always be positive, but you work through it together.
So when you have people in your life that are not positive,
Mm-hmm.
how do you navigate that?
That's tricky. When I got married, my husband already had 3 children, and that's been one of the hardest things I've done in my life, because I went into that marriage with rose-colored glasses on, thinking this is the way it would be. Wrong.
Right.
It's never quite like you think it's going to be, but at first I had a lot of expectations of those kids and myself, and it just did not go the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
There's an ex-wife involved, and I didn't just marry my husband, I married the whole family.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that at the beginning.
And you married the ex's family too.
That's right. Yeah, it's never simple.
In the end, yeah.
That's right. So how to navigate that, I'm becoming better at that, at saying, okay, that's all right. You do what you want to do. If you need me, I'm here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you can hope for.
Yeah.
You give them the tools to
Mm-hmm.
do things right and let them go.
Yeah.
And if they need help, they can come get you, and you're okay with that.
I'll be a soft place to land if you need it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. How important is it to have a positive attitude in your dealings with people, whether it be family, friends,
Mm-hmm.
work? What would your thoughts on that be?
A positive attitude is absolutely critical. Without it, I wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. Honestly, I've got to have that. Do I always have it? No. Do I aim for it? Yes, I do, because your attitude is going to shape your day. If you get out of bed and you're upset and mad at the world, bad things are going to happen. You're going to trip over things. You're going to, who knows what, but a positive attitude is absolutely crucial.
Right. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, when you get up in the morning, do you meditate or anything? Do you do anything to get yourself in the right frame of mind for the day? Or do you just get up and go?
I get up and music is my thing.
Nice.
I love music, and it really lifts me no matter what mood I'm in. So music, I get ready to music. If I have to do some work, I do it to music if I'm able to. And music lifts my spirits and my soul, really.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love music too. Mm-hmm. Music is a great thing.
Yes, it really is. I'd be really sad without it.
Right? Mm-hmm. Do you do any yoga, or I mentioned meditation, any other type of self-healing work that you do, like for yourself?
I do that as I'm falling asleep. I'll lay there and I'll just think, I'm about to have the best sleep of my life.
Nice.
And wake up refreshed and energized. Nice. I've got to do that because it makes a difference.
Good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What would you suggest for other people?
Well, what you think about, you bring about. So you think about what you want as if you already have it. Okay. And it's hard to do, but once
Power of intention.
Yes, once you do, it makes all the difference.
Nice. The law of attraction.
Yes. Yeah, It works.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is way awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you could write a letter to your younger self, what age would you write it to, and what advice would you give?
I would write it to my 5-year-old self, even though I couldn't read. But I would say, you're about to go through some crazy crap. Hang on, girl, because you got this. You can do this. It's going to be terrifying, and you're going to want to scream and rip your hair out, but hang on, because good things are coming.
Nice. Positive energies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you could have lunch and a chat with anybody, dead or alive, who would be your choice?
That one's easy. My mother-in-law, Rita Kindt.
Nice.
Yeah, she died 3 years after I married my husband, and I totally felt ripped off.
Oh yeah.
I
Didn't
yeah.
get to meet her and spend enough time.
Exactly. And she
Nice.
is one of the best women I know. She's so loving, very non-judgmental,
Awesome.
and she's beautiful. I miss her so much. I
Yeah.
still talk to her because I
Yeah.
know she can hear me, but I don't always hear what she has to say. I would
Nice.
love to sit down with her and tell her, I don't know how we're doing this
awesome.
without you, because she's
Right.
yeah,
Well, she's there. She's always
she is. Yeah.
got her hand over things and
Mm-hmm.
puts a
Yeah.
little pressure here and there when needed.
Yeah, she's still very much
Right.
involved. I know she is. And
Yeah.
my husband's kind of sad because I feel and hear her more than he does.
Yeah.
And I think he feels ripped off, but
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know how to turn it off. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That is way awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you could send one message to the whole world, what would it be?
Love is the only thing that matters. There's so many other things that try to distract you, but love other people. The ones that are the hardest to love are the ones that need it the most.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Hawaii. I've only been to Honolulu, but I loved it there. I want to take my husband and introduce him to it because he hasn't been, and
Nice.
It's a beautiful area. I would love to live there.
I was there once. I did not with my wife, but it was amazing.
Yes.
It's a beautiful place. It's got excellent weather.
Yeah.
It's just expensive.
Yes, it is. But my experience was the people are happy.
Yeah.
Always happy. And you just I felt happy there.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the weather.
I think so too.
I think it is. I mean, we live in Alberta, and when it gets minus 40, nobody's happy.
That's right.
Right. So.
Yeah, I didn't see any rattlesnakes there. I don't know if they have them. But
and when it's plus 35, nobody's happy either.
That's exactly it.
So, that's amazing. You said you like music.
Yes.
What type of music makes you happy? What's your go-to for feel-good music?
It really depends on my mood because there are so many types of music that I love.
Okay.
It absolutely depends on my mood. There really isn't any music that I don't like.
Okay.
Well, probably the harder stuff and the, grunge and whatever else. Not so much, but if you were to look at my phone and see all the different types of music, you'd be like, okay, so what do you like?
Right. No, really, what now?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So choosing one genre is tough. I don't know that I could do it. Yeah. Yeah.
One of my boys growing up, he loves music. He's got like 9 guitars and a drum set and a piano now. And he learned them all himself.
Wow.
And he plays music like crazy. When he was young, he started out listening to Alvin and the Chipmunks and AC/DC and Pavarotti and, Bach and Beethoven. Like, he'll listen to anything. Mm-hmm. His favorite was Elvis Presley, but if you put anything on, he would play it. And we used to buy him for Christmas. We'd buy him all kinds of different CDs from, like I say, from Alvin and the Chipmunks to AC/DC. It didn't matter.
That's
anything.
Awesome.
And he would listen to it. And he's like that now. He listens to rap and he doesn't so much listen to grunge, but he listens to such a wide range of music.
Variety really is the spice of life.
It is. And I think music plays a big role in your life too, because the energy you get from music or the vibrations that your body gets changes your mood or how you feel or whatever.
Really does.
So I think music is amazing. Yeah. And I love music. I'm not quite as extreme as my son is on the different genres, but
And that's
love
okay.
music.
Yeah, music is a
Yeah.
universal language. It really is. You don't
Yeah.
have to be able to speak the language, but when you hear it, it changes you.
Yeah. That's awesome. So if you were stranded on a desert island and your device could only play one song over and over and it would never die,
Yeah.
but only one song, what song would that be?
That's tough. That's mean.
The one song you'd never get sick of.
Right? Well, I don't know that I could really pick one, but honestly, the one that comes to mind it's called Easy Street. It's by the Collapsible Hearts Club.
Nice.
It's not very well known, but it always puts a smile on my face because it's talking about people. Life is good. We're on Easy Street.
Yeah.
I'm not going to burst into song, even though I want to. But
you can. I'll let you sing. Everybody would love that.
I bet not. It's a great song and it makes me feel good. So I think that's the one I'd probably choose. Yeah. Nice. But then I'd have others play in my head. So one song. Ooh.
But that would be the one that would be playing on your device.
That's the one.
Yeah. If you had a whole album.
Yeah.
What would you choose?
Ooh, only one artist?
Well, I don't know.
Could be a mix.
Is it a mix album or is it like K-Tel? Do you remember K-Tel? Had like 16 different artists on it, 16 different songs.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a mix, but Easy Street would be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's so many that I just love.
Yeah.
It's hard to choose.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
So, final question. If you went through your whole life, you learned everything you could, you became the greatest person you could ever be, you've accomplished everything you've ever wanted, you visited all the places in the world you ever wanted to see, and you live just an amazing, fulfilling life. And when you pass away, you have to take it all with you, and nobody here would know who Alyssa Kindt is. But you could leave behind 3 lessons for life for future generations. What lessons would they be?
Definitely the first one is love people. That is the most important thing. The second one, doesn't matter what's happened to you, keep going.
Nice.
Yeah. The third one, there's a reason for all of this. Try your best.
Do the best you can.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Love everyone.
Yeah.
There's a reason for everything. What was the other one? I can't even remember.
I've already forgotten what I said. We're going to have to rewind. Doesn't matter what you go through.
Right.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Which 2 and 3 are kind of very similar, but
yeah. Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you very much for joining me today.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Maybe we could do this again in a year or 2 because things change.
Yes.
Or maybe in a few months.
Right? Yeah.
Anyways, thank you very much for coming and joining me here today. And thank you for watching. This has been Lessons for Life. And my guest today is Alyssa Kindt. Hope you can take some of the things that we've talked about today and put them to work in your life, or at least, take some inspiration and be able to use that to live the best life you can in your future. Thank you very much. I'm your host, Troy Hudkins, and this has been Lessons for Life. Tune in again for another podcast.